Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, Instructions by Maharaja Prithu. Today's text 35. Pradhana Kalasaya Dharma Sangrahe Sarira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Phalatvena Vibhur Vibhavyate Yatanalo Darushutad Gunatma
Pradhana Kala Shaya Dharma Sangrahe
What is this? Pradhana, material nature. Kala, time. Asaya, a desire. Dharma, occupational duties. Sangrahe, aggregate. Sarire, body. Eshaha, this. Pratipadya, accepting. Chaitana, consciousness. Kriya, activities. Phalat vena, by the result of. Vibhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. vibhavyate, manifested. Yatha, as much as. Analaha, fire. Darushu, in the wood. Tat guna atmaka, according to shape and quality. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhakti Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is all-pervading. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is all-pervading, but He is also manifested in different types of bodies, which arise from a combination of material nature, time, and desires and occupational duties. Thus different types of consciousness develop, just as fire, which is always basically the same, blazes in different ways according to the shape and dimension of firewood. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly lives with the individual soul as Paramatma. The individual soul has awareness in accord with his material body, which he attains by virtue of Prakriti or material nature. The material ingredients are activated by the force of time, and thus the three material modes of nature are manifested. According to his association with the three modes of nature, the living entity develops a particular type of body. In animal life, the material mode of ignorance is so prominent that there is very little chance of realizing the Paramatma, who is also present within the heart of the animal. But in the human form of life, because of developed consciousness, Chaitanam, one can be transferred from ignorance and passion to goodness by the results of his activities. Kriya Phalat Venam. A human being is therefore advised to associate with spiritually advanced personalities. The Vedas, Mundaka Upanishad 1-11 and 1-12 rather, give the direction Tat Vigyanatam Sagurum Eva Vikachet. In order to reach the perfection of life or to understand the real constitutional position of the living entity, one must approach the spiritual master. Gurum eva bi kachet. One must. It is not optional. It is imperative that one approach the spiritual master, for by such association, one proportionately develops his consciousness towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The highest perfection of such consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. According to the body given by Prakriti or nature, one's consciousness is present. According to the development of consciousness, one's activities are performed. And according to the purity of such activities, one realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. The example given herein is very appropriate. Fire is always the same, but according to the size of the fuel or burning wood, the fire appears to be straight, curved, small, big, etc. According to the development of consciousness, God realization is present. In the human form of life, it is recommended, therefore, that one undergo the different types of penances and austerities described in Bhagavad Gita: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Like a staircase, yoga has different steps for reaching the topmost floor, and according to one's position upon the staircase, he is understood to be situated in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga. Of course, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost step on the staircase of realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, according to one's development in consciousness, one realizes his spiritual identity, and thus when one's existential position is purified fully, he becomes situated in Brahmananda, which is ultimately unlimited. Therefore, the Sankirtan movement, contributed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Chaitanya, is the direct and easiest process for coming to the purest form of consciousness, Krishna consciousness, the platform on which the Supreme Personality is fully realized. Directions for performing different types of yajnas are specifically arranged for the highest realization of the Supreme Lord as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita by the Lord Himself. Yayatamam prapadyanti tam stataiva pajamyaham. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized according to the proportion of one's surrender. Full surrender, however, occurs when a man is perfectly in knowledge. Bahunam janmanam mante jnanavan mam prapadyati. Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, text 19. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Ajnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There are three types of life in the human body. One is animal life in human bodies. We all know what that is. And Srila Prabhupada used to say that is basically eating, sleeping, mating and defending, which the animals do in a better way than the human beings. So if one in one's human body is quite preoccupied with just eating, sleeping, mating and defending, then Srila Prabhupada says that one is no better than an animal. That means you're living an animal life, although in a human body. And Srila Prabhupada also used to say you have four-legged animals and you also have two-legged animals. We're not living like a human being. And then there's human life in human bodies. And that is called Daivi Varna Ashram Dharma. And specifically in a general sense, a human life in human bodies is basically following some moral, social and ethical codes of behavior. And in some sense of those who are atheists, it may be called a religious life in human bodies. So higher than religion or religious life in human bodies is a spiritual life in human bodies, which Prabhupada terms here specifically as a Krishna consciousness. So like I mentioned yesterday, that when the disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, why do we follow the four regular principles? That's to make you follow a human life in human body. But we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa as the positive vow to become spiritual or practice spiritual life in human bodies. And then again, Srila Prabhupada gives another nice example. Of course, he uses the analogy of fire and firewood here. But a similar analogy is given by him in a different way. He says that when you get wet grass that is wet, and when you administer fire to wet grass, that means the fire may externally seem to have no effect. What happens to the fire? When you put fire to wet grass, what happens to the fire? No smoke, it gets put out. In other words, it appears that the wetness of the grass is more powerful than the fire, externally. But what one cannot see is that the fire had some effect on the grass. It sort of reduced the wetness to some moistness. So then you get moist grass, which is not fully wet, dripping with water. So if you administer fire to moist grass, then you'll see some effect. And he said that. Then you'll see some smoke. Oh, it's happening, it's working. See? However, when you administer fire to dry grass, immediately the grass takes the propensity, function and quality of fire. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada said that sometimes when you try to preach to people and give them Krishna consciousness, or even if they hear the holy name, or even take a book, or offer them prasad, they may be in the consciousness of wet grass. And you're thinking, oh, it's useless to preach to this fellow, he's not taking to practice. But no. Because that's the mode of ignorance. The person is more in the mode of ignorance. Then moist grass is the person who's more in the mode of passion. You'll see some effect and there's some hope. But if somebody is in the mode of goodness, immediately when you give them, they'll take to it. Oh, amazing. And you may even tell the person, oh, you're coming from your last life to continue in the mode of goodness. However, Srila Prabhupada gives the example here of the staircase. You know, Karma Yoga, you know, then Sakama Karma Yoga, Niskama Karma Yoga, and then Jnana Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga. Srila Prabhupada also gives another analogy of the express elevator. So, in the fledgling years of our movement in 1966 and 1967, so when the devotees began becoming more aware of what actually is Krishna consciousness and how they are being saved by Swamiji. He was known as Swamiji first, not Prabhupada. So one of the early disciples asked Swamiji, we are coming from really bad backgrounds, Like, we broke every principle you can think of to the extreme. So how come we don't have any adhikar for these things, We don't have any adhikar, we don't have any eligibility to even chant Hare Krishna and follow the four principles. So how come we are doing it? So Srila Prabhupada said, I have created your eligibility or adhikar, or your punya. I have created your pious activities from my own activities towards you. And then Srila Prabhupada gave the example of the express elevator. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Gauratai ki. And Prabhupada gave the example that if I lead you, he said, if I lead you to one place and you just come in with me and I will press the button, without any effort you'll go up. But I have to bring you to that place. So therefore Bhakti Yoga is the express elevator. You don't need to climb up any steps. That's Srila Prabhupada. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, therefore the Sankirtan movement contributed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Chaitanya is the easiest, it is the direct means express elevator, no steps, is the direct and easiest process for coming to the purest form of consciousness, Krishna consciousness. And it is given in the purport earlier on that in order to reach the perfection of life or to understand the real constitutional position of the living entity, one must approach the spiritual master. Gurun eva bhikachet. One must, it is not optional. It is imperative that one approach the spiritual master, for by such association, one proportionally develops his consciousness towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada personally gave his association to those fledgling devotees who joined in 1966, 67, 68 and 69. So when the movement spread, and then he empowered his temple presidents and traveling sannyasis to act as Shiksha Gurus on his behalf. See? So the word Guru indicates Gurun in plural. See? And the actual words are Tad Vijanatam Sa Gurum Eva Vikachat. In most cases in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Even if you are initiated by a particular Diksha Guru, you know that you don't get much of the association of the Diksha Guru. You only may come for darshan and then go back in your old ways. Yeah. But more important than the Diksha Guru, who has happened to be a Shiksha Guru first, is that one has devotees who act as the Shiksha Guru on the ground in your immediate devotee community where you stay. That's what it actually means. Because Srila Prabhupada emphasized on that even when he was present with us on the planet. That one should follow the advice and instructions of the senior devotees, like the temple president or the visiting sannyasis, or one's department service authorities and ashram authorities like that. It's more practical. So it's important that this principle in practicality should be followed by everyone, especially in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And then you get substantial effect in one's heart to actually experience the presence of Radha Krishna when one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, both in japa and in kirtan. So that's called Krishna consciousness. You have any comments or questions you'd like to ask now? Microphone to Rasa. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hold it close.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Just now, the concluding statement which you made, isn't it like we have to follow other seniors if they are aligned with Srila Prabhupada's mood and words?
That's, everyone knows that.
Sometimes it appears that it is not really aligned, so then...
So if somebody is not aligned with the founder Acharya's teachings to us, then what is he doing in ISKCON? He may belong somewhere else. Or he may be creating his own ISKCON within ISKCON. We don't want that. We want the original ISKCON. That is, Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. And if somebody is doing like that, then you can clarify with them, why are you saying like this, whereas Prabhupada is saying like this. You clarify, and you can help the person by clarifying in a very humble way. So I'll give you an example. You all are aware of His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj? So I'll give a little background just to respond to your question. He doesn't speak about it himself, of all the austerities and the suffering that he went through to serve Srila Prabhupada in India, especially in Mumbai, in Jew. He doesn't speak about it much. You'll read it in the book, but he doesn't speak about it. Like he won't claim, because of me and Prabhupada, I built this temple in Jew, give me this facility, give me... He doesn't. He doesn't even live there sometimes. Yeah. So, it is well known in the ISKCON world. Now, you have to remember where I am coming from. Okay. I went through 2 initiating gurus who left me. I didn't leave them. In the early 80s. So you can understand the traumatic spiritual experience that I went through. Who left Krishna consciousness. See, one of them is late and the other is still around. I pray for them to come back to Prabhupada's lotus feet. So I got reinitiated by His Holiness Giriraj Swami because I knew I needed shelter. So if there's anyone on the planet that has been trained in every facet in ISKCON, whether it's public relations, whether it's fundraising, whether it's temple construction, whether it's training new devotees, everyone points to His Holiness Giriraj Swami. See? Practically in the sum total of Prabhupada's life with us on the planet for these 11 years, he spent 300 and more than 3 years in total in Juhu in Mumbai, when you total the number of visits. And one time Srila Prabhupada spent 3 months in a row in Juhu, training His Holiness Giriraj Swami. So he comes and he comes to Bharata Bhumi now, and he spends about 4 months from the month of Kartik till about February. So I happen to travel with him in the last several years. Wherever he goes, I'm there most of the time. So we recently was in Pune. Pune has 2 major temples. The old temple on the campsite in the city, and the new temple called some Vedic cultural center.
New Vedic cultural.
NVCC. Yeah. So he gave the morning class on Saturday morning in the Pune temple. And I was there. And you get like these very senior devotees who are sitting there, like Revati Pati Prabhu, Radhe Shyam Prabhu and other devotees. Like that. So one of the senior devotees asked Giriraj Swami a question. Excuse me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So this devotee is very attached to other devotees who write many books about the Ramayana, including in ISKCON. And also is very attached to another devotee who emphasizes that we should very clearly study more the Ramayana and the Mahabharata because we are not qualified for the cream of the Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagvata, because everyone is a Sudra. So this devotee was saying like that to Giriraj Swami. So he wanted Giriraj Swami, who's like one of the authorities of what Prabhupada says and does. And Giriraj Swami has a tendency that when he answers a question, he'll always pull out one anecdote of Srila Prabhupada. Like His Holiness Radhanath Swami said of Giriraj Swami, that even if a leaf falls, Giriraj Swami will pull out one anecdote of what Prabhupada says about the leaf falling. Yeah. And His Holiness Lokanath Swami said, Giriraj Swami is a Prabhupada Leela Katha personified. And even the GBC body and everyone, they consult with him on everything now. What exactly Prabhupada would do in this side. Like that. So this devotee asked that question. Mahabharat Katha, Ramayana Leela Katha, and so forth. So Bhagavad Swami told him very clearly, in a gentle way, that Srila Prabhupada gave us 3 chapters of the Ramayana in the 9th canto of the Srimad Bhagvata, and that is sufficient. So he liked it. Then another devotee, senior devotee, he asked Bhagavad Swami based on that question, and here's the response. Yeah. So he asked, he said, Maharaj, how much we should hear from others and how much we should hear from Prabhupada? Okay. So His Holiness Bhagavad Swami said, minimum 70% from Prabhupada, and the other 30% is from your Diksha, Shiksha Gurus and other devotees who give lectures, and Bhajan Kirtans. He said minimum 70%. If you do that, then you won't have to ask this question. You getting it? Yeah. So I gave a talk on Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day in Vrindavan last year. On Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. And you have this huge pandal, like 10,000 devotees are there. And they give you like a 5-minute slot. So within the 6-7 hours, many speakers there, and I spoke. Somebody recorded that excerpt also. It's recorded, but they pulled out just. So my talk was a little more than 5 minutes, about 7 minutes. So they requested me 4 times to speak, and I refused. So eventually His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Jananand Swami came and pulled me and said, you have to speak. Because I knew what I wanted to say, but at the same time I was very apprehensive and reserved of what I wanted to say. Because at times I'm a sort of a straight shooter. You know, I shoot straight. I don't go around. You know. So in that talk, I'll probably have some link for it somewhere. But I'll just tell you, in that talk, in 7 minutes, I gave an example when I was teaching potential leadership devotees in Pune, which is called ISKCON Leads, that means Leadership Education and Development Systems. So one senior brahmachari who came for leadership training from the Delhi area, who was one of the 47 devotees who came, like I think Vraja Krishna went now for the 2nd semester, same thing. So he came to meet me in my room. So he was talking about this other devotee that he was hearing from for the last several years, who happens to be in ISKCON. And he also happens to sort of be, inverted commas, like a Sanskrit scholar. So he asked me, what do I think about it? I said, look, we have to respect this devotee in his absence. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know this devotee, and I haven't heard him speak, I haven't heard from him. So I cannot comment. We have to respect him in his absence. But then I asked him some questions. I said, how many hours a month you hear from this devotee? He said, 30 hours a month. That is like at least 1 hour every day from this particular devotee. And this particular devotee doesn't know he even exists, because it's all on YouTube and all that stuff. He hasn't even met him. How much more impersonal you can get? See? So I said, you're hearing 30 hours from this devotee. He's in our movement and he's nice, but I don't know him. But I'm not saying that you should not hear from this devotee, but I'm asking you a question, not about that devotee. You heard for 30 hours from him. And I said, who are you initiated by? So he told me the name of his initiating guru. Then I said, how many hours for the last month you heard from your initiating guru? He said, maybe 2 hours. And then he didn't expect the next question. What do you feel I asked the next question? How many hours you heard from Srila Prabhupada? He put his head down in shame. And I'm glad he felt ashamed. If he didn't feel ashamed, I thought this fellow is gone. He said, Maharaj, you're the first person who woke me up. Because many people, many devotees, initiated, not initiated, they only hear from others, they never hear from Srila Prabhupada. And he didn't know he was not hearing from Srila Prabhupada. He didn't know. He realized it when I asked him the question. So about 12 to 15 years ago, I already realized that fact in our movement, that Srila Prabhupada's position is becoming eclipsed. You know what's eclipsed? It's becoming forgotten. It's becoming like you don't hear from him anymore. See? So I did something about it. So there's one devotee named Madhava Prabhu who lives in the Mirror temple area and in Mayapur. So I discussed with him and then we created a 16 GB USB drive of Prabhupada audio. And then we created a 32 GB, then a 64 GB. And then 2 years ago we have the ultimate. We got everything from the Bhaktivedanta archives. 128 GB USB drive. It's the ultimate audio. There's over 4,000, audio lectures, including bhajans, kirtans, morning walks, room conversations, japa, bhajans, everything you can find. Philosophical discussions, Krishna book dictation, everything is there, which includes 145 Hindi lectures and about 60 or so maybe some other Bengali lectures. So I am the main promoter and distributor of that. Since there are many years now, I have distributed over 120,000 of that. It comes with the audio machine also. So we're still working on improving it, but there's no more lectures available from the archives. Okay? And then this year, I produced and promoting Prabhupada Ultimate video. So Madhava Prabhu and I, we got all the original footage of all Prabhupada video from ISKCON Television Incorporated, that means Nishingananda Prabhu. They're getting old now, they're all getting in the 80s, and from Yadubal Prabhu and Vishaka Mataji. It's called ISKCON Cinema. I have some copies with me, I brought. It's called Prabhupada Ultimate Video. It's 70 plus videos, 58 plus hours, and it's on a 64 gig compressed drive. If you put in 128, it increases the price twice. See? It includes all this footage also that Yadubal Prabhu did called Following Srila Prabhupada. It includes the original version of Prabhupada's final pastime in Vrindavan, where he is leaving us and where he is put into Samadhi. It's a very excruciating thing to see. It's very painful. But it's there on the video. That's about 39 minutes. And it includes a shorter version of the film that Yadubar and Vishaka Mataji made. What is it called? Hare Krishna, the Swami, the movement who starts. The mantra, yeah. So we took out certain things because devotees may not be looking at that much. From the 90 minutes, we brought it to about 51 minutes, and we included that. That's the latest I've done. And I am the principal promoter and distributor of the videos. Whatever is produced only comes to me. I'll give you one today. I just brought a few copies with me. So, my service is not to initiate disciples. That everyone is doing in so many ways. My service is to make the members of ISKCON do not forget Srila Prabhupada. So therefore I distribute Prabhupada Vani, which is the 4,000 some odd lectures, 128 GB USB drive. With or without the machine you can get it. And I also distribute Prabhupada Vapu videos. Because I have one realization, just one. And that realization is that Shri Radha, Krishna or Radha Shyama Sundar or Radha Madhava, they are more pleased with me, and the Panchatattva is more pleased with me when I glorify Srila Prabhupada. I know that and I feel it. Whereas if I just give Prabhupada to people, then they can be connected to Panchatattva, Radha Madhava, and be connected to Radha Shyama. I know that too. Because I may not have that potency to make people Krishna conscious. But I know if I give them Srila Prabhupada Vani and Vapu, Prabhupada will make them Krishna conscious. He is not dead. So don't eclipse, don't minimize, and don't undermine his position. And therefore Bhagvata Swami said, minimum 70%. And who in ISKCON is going to disagree with that? For them I'll take my danda. So one devotee, when he knew about I can initiate thousands of disciples tomorrow, it's very easy for me. I can be approved to any very easy. That is easy. It's easier to become initiating guru than take sannyas. Sannyas is a grueling thing to go through. But that's not the goal. I'm 64 years of age. I don't know how long I'll be in this body. I'm wondering if I'm gone, what's going to happen to Prabhupada's position? Will that be gone too? So I'd rather leave something behind. Prabhupada's Vani and Prabhupada Vapu. Because we have to minimize people going into the social media and getting diverted, distracted from all the sidebars of the YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So rather give them to get them offline. And these are very high quality productions. It costs crores and crores of rupees for us to remove background sound, increase the quality of black and white 35mm films. It takes a lot of money to do this. We tried our best. Some things you can't go beyond. Tried our best to bring it to that perfection. You won't find those qualities of videos on the YouTube or on the internet or on the social media. So I'm responding to you because you asked this nice question. Like how I responded yesterday to Chaitanya, Sudha Chaitanya Prabhu, with a long talk of how Prabhupada is the one that was chosen amongst the gopis to come here. Tava katamritam taptaji. These are all deep subjects. I know one day if I fall somewhere, if I lose it in Krishna consciousness, I know Prabhupada will be there to pick me up. That much faith I have. Of course, Prabhupada may not make me fall. Or Radha Krishna will see to that. Or Panchatattva will see to that. So one devotee in East Africa, near Nairobi. So he heard about, he's very close to me. So he heard about this project. I mean, the whole project is the audio is quite easily available. I can make that available even because I'm the principal distributor and promoter at like a discounted price for temples. And but he heard about the new project, about the video. Like that. So he called me on my WhatsApp. He said, I heard you doing this. He said, I'm closing my eyes and I want immediately 500 units. I said, you know how much it costs? He said, don't worry about that. And he said, you don't give me a discount price, you give me the full price because I know your goal is to distribute 10,000 units this year. I'm starting with 1,500 units. So when I gave my last talk in the Vrindavan temple, my base is the Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. But now they took away my room because they broke the building down. And there's some new faces. I'm living 5 minutes walk. So I gave the last class and I discussed this Tava Katamritam verse. You know, in relation to the verse that was given to me on Chaitanya Charitamrita. They do Chaitanya Charitamrita every Monday morning. And the appropriate verse was come. Yagyaya Sankirtana Prayajanti Sumedesha. What's the first two lines? Krishna Bhavanam Trisha Krishna Sangopamasha. So I included this, what I discussed yesterday. And then on the spot I told them about, because that's the video just came out and I had about 50 copies with me. So I just showed them, it's on the, you can see it on my class, I showed them the video. It also has an adapter for phone, C drive and all that for phone, with the USB. Yeah. So immediately when I finished the class, I went into the small room where they do the life membership, I used that room. All 50 were gone, videos. And then the management came to me and said, we want to order. So immediately they ordered 350. And in South Africa they took several hundred of the audio without the machine and several hundred of the video. And you know what they gave it to? They just increased the price for Anadan, Pushpadan, or take care of Krishna for a day. You know, people give donations. And the videos are more wider appeal because you can give it to donors, people outside. This devotee in East Africa, he's going to give it to African people as a gift because they like to see video. They may not read the books, but they'll see Prabhupada speaking. You are not Indian. You are not African. Hey, this man is saying we're not African. What is he talking about? In the video. Of course, it never replaces the books and the Buddhists, but still, we interest people. So the Vrindavan management, and I've been there before. I was temple president there some 22 years ago, so I know them all. So they are taking it and putting it in the Bhishma department. You know Bhishma? You know what's Bhishma department? Who knows? They get online donations, you know that, right? And they cross an online donation in Vrindavan. It would start it in Jew in Mumbai. So then they'll put this there and then say, if anybody gives 10,000 rupees donation, I told them how to do it. If anybody gives you 10,000 rupees donation, right, for construction, your temple upstairs and so forth. So you minus 2,000 rupees as your cost to get that 10,000. You understand? Yeah. And then you have to give them 1/3 back of 8,000, your profit. That's how automatically money will flow in any project. I did that principle and I collected millions of dollars for ISKCON without going out too much. Just focus on few people and they'll bring others. They want me to do that this Sunday for top. Golden brick. What are the brickers? Silver brick. Golden? Silver. So they asked to talk to me. They say I'm good at these things, we'll try. One second. Where's my assistant? I can't find him here. Oh, come. You go to the room in the cupboard, you'll see there's another bag that's like half the size. Blackish bag. Somewhere in the cupboard you'll find it. Yeah, bring it. This distributing Prabhupada, Vapu and Vani is in my heart. I can't help it. And therefore to respond to your question, I cannot help it also. Can you imagine all of us will be gone in 50 years, right? If you're lucky, you're still around. Where would Prabhupada's position be? In 100 years. It should be everyone's anxiety. We'll take another question while the bag is coming.
From the purport, I had one question.
Which part of the purport? Put it on, put the purport on.
Yeah, it was mentioned that from the body, particular type of body, the consciousness is according to that body. And from that consciousness activity, that sort of activity comes out.
Oh, Prabhupada is so amazing when he says that.
Yeah.
So let's read that for you, right? Prior to that, Prabhupada says the highest perfection of such consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. But if you're not in that highest perfection, then Prabhupada says how to come to it. Amazing. Prabhupada is so systematic and scientific here. He said, according to the body given by Prakriti or nature, one's consciousness is present. According to the development of consciousness, one's activities are performed. So, this is called guna and karma. According to your guna, there's karma, activities. And according to the purity of such activities, karma, one realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is present in everyone's heart. Now what's your question?
Since everyone's consciousness is different, so is it still possible, even theoretically, to go back to Godhead in the same life? Let's suppose there are 10 students pick up Krishna consciousness, but they are a different consciousness. So is it possible for all of them to even theoretically practical to go back to Godhead?
You have children?
I'm not married.
You adopt any children? The brahmacharis here?
I like to serve all the devotees, especially brahmacharis.
Okay. So now you have a father?
He's no more.
You have a father? Yeah.
Spiritual father, of course.
No, that's fine. You have a mother?
She also is no more.
You have brothers?
Yes.
Give me a name of one brother.
Rajiv Ranjan Kesav.
Rajiv?
Rajiv Ranjan Kesav.
Rajiv? Keshav, Prabhu. Yeah. So, you all came from the same mother and father, right?
Yes.
But why are you different from him?
Because of very past life.
No. Consciousness is deeply individual and unique, either material or spiritual. So everyone's consciousness, as you rightfully said, is not the same. But everyone's consciousness is deeply unique and individual. Aham bija pradapita. Krishna is the seed-giving father. But the children of Radha Krishna are all different. So the uniqueness is the individuality of the relationship with Radha Krishna. Even in the material platform, no two persons are the same, even if they are twins. There may be similarities, but not the same. Have I answered your question?
I did not really understand the answer.
Yes. You have a brother, is Keshav, Prabhu, right? Now he may like to eat kachoris, but you prefer to eat what? Rasa. So is something wrong with him that he doesn't like to eat rasmalai? No. He's deeply individual and unique. That is our relationship also with Radha Krishna. The consciousness is different in terms of variegatedness. But the principle of consciousness is the same. But the practicality of consciousness is variegatedness. It's deeply unique and individual. So who's making rasmalai for him? You'll make rasmalai. Mataji, you'll make rasmalai. Who makes rasmalai? Raise your hand. Who? Srivas.
One more devotee, Kanai Baldev is there, some other devotee.
No, do you make rasmalai? Yes. So you make sure you make him rasmalai and give him today. Not every day, at least today. And it also take to his brother also. What time you'll deliver after being offered? Give him microphone.
Try today.
No, try. What time you'll make the rasmalai, offer it and give it to Prabhu? Today, what time?
Within the evening.
Evening can be 12 o'clock, midnight too. What time?
It needs a long process, Maharaj. It takes time.
Of course, the longer the process, the more.
Taste.
So how long the process takes?
Prabhu, what time you want?
Rasa, get the rasa for him. What time? So what time is the latest in the evening? Tell him.
6 o'clock, Maharaj.
That's nice, that's early evening.
Yes.
Rasa,
And
don't.
also one for Maharaj.
Only one rasa malai? No. I have so many brahmacharis want to assist me. You bring whole bucket. What time we leaving for program? 6 o'clock. We're leaving 6 o'clock. You have to deliver before 6 for me to take the bucket with me. Good?
Where are you taking, Maharaj?
No, that's private, secret. We'll eat it before the program. Is that okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
So who's sponsoring the milk? Not you. We have to gift you. Who's sponsoring milk? How many liters you need? 1, 2, 3 hands here. How many liters of milk you need?
Yeah, approximately 10 liters.
That's only for me. But the good milk, huh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So how many liters you sponsoring? How many? You?
Another 4.
So 5, 10 liters coming from them. We'll reserve you for the time, eh? 2 of you. I know you, hand up. What's his name? What's your name? Remember, put his name down, Rupak. We'll get him for something else. Radha Shakti, I know very well. 10 liters. Put your hands up, get darshan of them, see who they are. So are they going to deliver the milk or are they going to give the money to you to buy? You work it out, huh?
Yes, yes, Maharaj.
Yeah. So what time you delivering? 6 o'clock. You find out where you'll be 6 o'clock.
Yeah, he will be temple.
Yeah, he stays
Yeah, it stays near.
near. He only sleeps there all the time. He stays here. Better to make him move in or something. I sent him with the key. He's taking so long. Huh? He can't find it.
2 bags were there.
Small bag, he can't find it. Hope he doesn't bring the luggage case. No, they'll supply everything. They know. You give sugar also, right? What do you want? Milk, sugar?
Milk, sugar and that's all.
Yeah.
Some kesar.
Got the list coming, eh?
Yeah. Pista, badam.
Is it affordable? Pista, badam.
Yeah, that is the same thing. It's Marwadi. You can afford it.
Is what?
Same Marwadi.
Is a Mayavadi.
One Prabhu is software engineer, one Prabhu is Marwadi. It's the same.
Oh, Marwadi.
Yeah.
So that means he has no short of money.
Yes, yes.
That means Lakshmi Devi follows him.
Only he has to build that shop.
Lakshmi Devi follows him. Right? Then you follow Lakshmi Devi to tell him give more. Yes, question. Microphone.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for a very nice enlightening class. My question was
Hold it close.
when we are sitting in a class, so that time darshan, for example, it opens and we give truth. That time we should go down or no, Maharaj? Because I have heard that Krishna is present in the form of sound vibration, coming in from the speaker, in the form of Bhagvata. And like say, Krishna
Can you
also-
ask your question about bowing down again? I didn't get that part.
When the altar opens, Maharaj,
What are you bringing? You're bringing all this. It's a case that has like this small one. You found it. You looked all over the universe there. There's a video boxes. Sit down. Give my key. No, he'll go and do everything else. He'll go all over the universe. We don't want that. I told you a bag like this, half size, has got this. You bring in pouches. Prabhu, it's got a Delsi sign on it. You wouldn't know what that is also. Sit down. You're talking about bowing down.
when we are sitting in the class, when class is going on, when darshan opens, we should bow down or we should not bow down.
If it doesn't affect your hearing the class, you can bow down. But sometimes you're so absorbed in the hearing, you forget that the darshan is opening. You understand? So we don't follow a rule on the basis of losing shravanam. He's still confused. So explain now what I said. Let's see if you understand. Come on.
You mentioned that if you are absorbed in the shravanam.
If you're absorbed in hearing, you're even oblivious whether the curtains are opening in this darshan. That's not a fault. You understand? But if you see the curtains opening and you can still hear while bowing down, you can do that. So there's no sort of rule. There's a sort of the consciousness of hearing is more important. Therefore Prabhupada said we see through our ears. Like sometimes when I give class and then the darshan opens, right? It was in the cupboard? Where? Same cupboard. Same cupboard. Is that all right? Yeah. So you should know how sometimes, not as a habit, if there's no class going on, then you're looking for darshan and you'll immediately bow down. You should know sometimes how to break a lesser rule for a higher rule. And the foremost thing in devotional service is shravanam. Is shravanam. So not that Krishna is saying, this fellow is hearing so attentively, he forgot to bow down to me. Is Krishna saying that? Krishna is saying, how absorbed he is in hearing my glories. See? But if you can do both simultaneously without interrupting your hearing of the class, that's fine. So this is a small booklet called Ultimate Video Collection of Srila Prabhupada. It says 70 plus videos, 64 GB metal USB, 58 plus hours. This is a little different from what His Grace Yadubar Prabhu distributes. He distributes his own work. But we just took all of what Prabhupada only is and put it in here. And from ITV from Nishingananda Prabhu. So the videos are the Acharya series, video 1 to 5, which is about 3 hours in length, but it's divided into 5 portions. Then your Ever Well Wisher, videos 6 to 9, there's 4 videos there. That's another almost 2 3/4 hours. And vintage short films, 10 videos. That's another 2 hours, 14 minutes. Srila Prabhupada in Australia, that's 14 videos. That's 3 hours almost. Srila Prabhupada on tour, that's 5 videos. Festival of Srila Prabhupada, 7 videos. Perfect questions, perfect answers, 7 videos. Introduction to Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and more, 7 videos. Following Srila Prabhupada, 11 videos, and that's about almost 34 hours. It's almost half of the thing. Then the final lesson with live sound, 40 minutes, Prabhupada's final Antya pastimes. And then the film Hare Krishna, the mantra, the movement, and the Swami we start. Short version, 51 minutes. So my name is in the back, and with the other devotee who produced it, and my email address and phone numbers there. So each video is given in detail what is in there, you know, only exclusively Srila Prabhupada. It's a booklet that explains everything. So when you put the USB drive, this is the USB drive. You pull out the USB drive. This is your 64 gig, and it says Ultimate it's engraved, the bona fide USB drive. Ultimate video collections of Srila Prabhupada, and my email address is there and the phone number of the devotee. 64 GB, 70 videos, 58 hours. Hare Krishna Media Services, and copyright ITV Productions and ISKCON Cinema. Like we have copyright for the audio, is Bhaktivinoda Archives and Bhaktivinoda Book Trust. So if you take this USB and you put it in this adapter, and you get 2 links for different types of phones, but it doesn't work on the iPhone. The iPhone has another type of adapter which is too expensive for us to afford. And then we have a nice gift casing. We put it in here, and it's the perfect gift. And the book goes in. And this is for Rasa. You'll have to check whether it works, and while I'm here, I'll give you a replacement if necessary. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. It's very expensive to produce these things. I have maybe a few more in this bag.
Maharaja, I would like to buy to share with my friends, acquaintances.
Huh?
I would like to buy a revenue so I can share with some of my friends.
No, you can't take this one. We'll have to send it to you from either Delhi or Mumbai. The audio, without the machine, it distributes as 2,000 rupees. It's a 128 gig USB drive. Now, if you go on Amazon for a metal USB, you'll pay quite an amount of money, right? So we get it we don't buy on Amazon, we buy directly from the producers in China. They come through one of our people here and we get it. Like we just bought 1,564 gig USBs, metal USB. And that's a guarantee for 1 year, except if you damage it, So the audio sells at 2,000 rupees without the audio machine. But if you take the entry-level audio machine, which is higher than the previous ones we had, which has a memory in it, you put the USB, you take it out, and you put it in again, the lecture will continue. And it has a Bluetooth feature. So with the machine is 3,000 rupees, because that's what we pay at cost. And the same machine on Amazon.com is 1,600. We just add 1,000 that we pay, less the cost. The highest end machine, it has a LCD screen, it has a input for audio, for headphones, it has a, it's a more smaller compact machine, and it can reach 60 people in one room with the memory in it. That on Amazon you'll pay 2,600 rupees just for the machine. But we distribute that for 4,500 rupees with an SD card. That takes an SD card inside, But you can't take it out again because you may damage the card. The SD card costs more money on Amazon.com. The SD card alone is about 1,600 rupees. Scan disk. Yeah, high speed. You go on your Amazon, you'll see 128 gig. So you can understand that the production costs increase. The machine costs on Amazon 2,600. The highest end machine, everyone goes for that. And you add another 1,600 for the scan disk itself, another 1,000 for the USB. How much is that? 2,600 plus 1,000 is 3,600 plus 1,600 is 4,000. No, 5,000 something. Yeah. But we get all these things bulk. We get it reduced. So we sell that for 4,500. With a SD, scan disk inside the machine, and you get a separate USB drive. So you can play in your computer. You get two things, same thing. So that goes faster. Good gifts to give. But we give discounts. We give discounts. If somebody takes 50 videos at the video is cheaper. It's 1,500 rupees because it's cheaper to produce. This video is 1,500 rupees. If you take 50, you'll get 10 free. If you take 100, you get 30 free. And Vrindavan temple took 250, they get 100 free. So that's 350 total. So the price comes down to 1,070 rupees if you take 250 to get 100 free. And they're distributing it to the donors and so forth. We give minimum 10,000 rupees. But that's our production cost. As low as possible, we give it to everyone. You understand that? Yeah. So it's important that this is distributed profusely. Even if you make up this video yourself, it will cost you far more money. Even if you copy our video and make it to reproduce, we'll catch you. Because it's patented, it's copyrighted. You understand, right? So you can talk to me later about how many videos or audios you want. Is that okay? Profusely distribute Prabhupada, Bani and Bapu, in the social media platform, in electronic media platform. Because people are not even reading Prabhupada's books nowadays much. That's also there. These are for some other devotees that I have to give. I just brought a few with me. Okay. We took a little more than 30 minutes or so. You must be hungry now. So I have a program this evening at a place called the Bhakti Center. It's nearby here. Right? Bhakti Center? Yeah. And there may be about 100 people coming, of which 50 are very new in the program. And tomorrow morning I give class again here, right? Tomorrow evening there's a program, Whitefield, Harishetra, in Whitefield, which is a little distance away. Well, that's Friday, right? And then Saturday is where?
ISKCON Sarjapur Road.
ISKCON? Sarjapur Road. So that's where the Nishingadev did it.
Extension outpost of the
Outpost. So that's on Saturday what time? Morning. And then evening? At the Nrsimha Giridhari temple. And then on Sunday morning? ICC South Bangalore. And then at around 11 o'clock is here. Okay, good. Evening? Yeah, Sunday evening for the Hindi speaking devotee. There will be translation. Then Monday I leave.
Maharaj, you rekindled that activity about if you could discuss on out of your busy schedule, if you can tell us about that Amritam elaboration later.
I discussed it yesterday. You were here, right?
Yesterday evening I will.
You can see the video.
I will go to the channel.
Yeah, it reveals Prabhupada's exalted nature from the gopis themselves. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki, Anantakuri Vaishnava Vranda ki, Bhagavat Breakfast Prasadam ki, Taigo Premanande.